Okay, in today's session, we'll start with how to delete a node from a linked list. So before deleting a node in a linked list, we'll apply a search algorithm, right? Suppose we have to delete a in-between node. So we have to first find out whether that node exists in the list or not. And if it is exists, at what position it is. So we have to apply the search algorithm. And then if the flag returned from the search algorithm is true, that is if the node is found, then we can delete that node from the linked list. However, deletion is simpler than the insertion. So we have seen the how to insert the node in the linked list, like at the start of the linked list, in the middle position, at any random position, or at the end of the linked list. So as compared to insertion, deletion is quite simpler. So we have only two cases over here in deletion: deleting the first node and deleting any other node. So in other words, deletion of the last and middle nodes can be done by the same process. So let us see a C++ code to define the delete node function. So in continuation with our previous code, we have a linked list class and their delete node function is defined. We have to enter a parameter like position, at what position you want to delete a node. So that is node offset. It represents the position, and we have to take temporary pointers. Say node star temp1, I will assign it to head, and node star temp2 to null. Two temporary pointers are required because we need to traverse our list in order to search which node has to be deleted, right? And here one variable I have taken, length of the list, and initially it is 0. List length is equal to 0. Now if head is equal to null, that means there is no node in the list, your list is empty, so you can't delete anything, right? So if head is equal to null, you have to give the message list is empty and return. Now you have to find the length of the list. Why we need this? We will find out the total length and then we will try to search the position. Okay, so how to find out the length of the list? So take your temporary pointer, say temp1. Temp1 is currently pointing to head, right? So while temp1 is not equal to null, what you have to do? Temp1 is equal to temp1 of next. So you have to move this pointer to the next nodes until you finds out null. So in this way you will traverse the whole list, and every time you have to do list length plus plus. Initially it is 0. So once this loop is executed completely, you will get the length of your linked list in a list length variable. Now you have to check if the position or offset to be deleted is greater than the length or not. So if your list length is less than node offset, means your list length, the total length of the list is less than what position you have entered for deletion of the node. If that is the case, that means your position is out of the list length. Okay, so you have to give the message index out of range, or your node is position is not available in the list for deletion, right? And then return. So these are the three cases. The first one is if your list is empty, what message you have to give? You have to find out the complete length of the list, and if your position is out of that length, you have to give the proper message. These are the two cases. Okay. Now suppose you have to your position is in between, right? And you have to delete a node. So your position is inside the length of the list in the range. So what you have to do? So temp1 is equal to head. Very first thing, your temp1 should point out to your head. After that you have to check the position. So if node offset is equal to 1, means what? The position at which you want to delete a node, it is 1. That means very first node you have to delete. Okay, then what you have to do? Head is equal to head of next. Currently head is pointing to that first node. Now the head will point to the next node. Head is equal to head of next, and delete temp1. Okay, and return. So temp1 was pointing to also the first node. So you will delete the temp1 and head will point to the next node. So what will happen? Automatically the first node will be deleted and your head will start pointing to the next node. So next node will become the first node. So let us see this through some animation. So check it out. We have our list. This is my list 11, 98, 39, 46. And head is pointing to the first node. First node is at 1000 address. Second is at 2000. Third node is at 3000. And fourth node is at 4000. Okay. Now in this case, our first loop, very first loop, head is equal to null. ये नहीं है possible because head is pointing to some node. That means list exists. Now check out the length of the list. Temp, यहाँ पे temp था. So temp is equal to temp of next, temp is equal to temp of next, temp is equal to temp of next. यहाँ पे temp is equal to null आ गया, right? So there are 4 elements. List length is equal to 4. So there are 4 elements. Now the third case, that if your offset is equal to 1, okay, that means the position at which you want to delete a node is 1. That means you want to delete the first node itself. तब आपको क्या करना है? Head is equal to temp1 is equal to head है, right? Now you have to do head is equal to head of next. So head कहाँ पे point out कर रहा है? 1000 पे. Now क्या कहाँ पे point out करेगा? Head of next. Head of next क्या है? 2000. So now head will point to the next location, that is 2000. So head में क्या आ जाएगा? 2000. So 2000 मतलब कौन सा node? Next node. So head will start pointing to this node now, right? और ये 1000 को point नहीं करेगा, okay? And उसके बाद आपको क्या करना है? Delete temp1. temp1 में क्या था? पहले head ही था, right? So delete temp1. तो temp1 आपने delete कर दिया. जैसे आप temp1 delete करोगे, the first node will be deleted, okay? Now suppose आपने दूसरा कोई पोजीशन दे दिया है, right? Suppose you want that the node at position 3, 4 should be deleted, any other position, okay? तो क्या करना है? So while node offset minus minus greater than 1, temp2 is equal to temp1 and temp1 is equal to temp1 of next. मतलब क्या? You have to search the node which you want to delete. तो ये आपको search operation करना है. कब तक? जब तक node offset minus minus 1 greater than or equal to 1 नहीं होता है, तब तक क्या करना है? temp2 में temp1 को डालना है and temp1 is equal to temp1 of next करना है, traverse करना है. Okay, so keep on moving until you find out your position, and once you get the position, right, you have to change the pointers. So when you get the position, proper position, what you have to do? temp2 of next is equal to temp1 of next, and you have to delete the temp1. Okay, let us see this through the graphics, how it works. Okay, so now again we have our linked list at the given positions, right? We have a head pointer, we have a temp1 pointer, and we have a temp2 pointer. Okay, now temp1 pointer is equal to head, so temp1 will also contain 1000 and temp2 contains null. Now head is pointing to the first node and temp1 is also pointing to the first node, and the node offset, that is position given, is 3. That means we want to delete the third node containing 39 at position 3000, at address 3000. Okay, now let us see how to deal with the code. So what our code tells? While node offset minus minus greater than 1, node offset, what is the value of node offset? 3. 3 minus minus means 2. While 2 is greater than 1, 2 is greater than 1, true hai? Yes. That what you have to do? temp2 is equal to temp1. So temp2 में क्या था? 1000. That you have to put into temp2. Now temp2 will contain 1000 and temp1 is equal to temp1 of next. temp1 of next क्या था? 2000, right? temp1 में पहले क्या था? 1000. उसका next क्या था? 2000. So temp1 is equal to temp1 of next. Now temp1 will hold the value 2000. Okay. So temp2 will point to your first node and temp1 will point to your second node now, right? Now again we have to run this while loop. अभी क्या होगा? 2 minus minus. So 2 minus minus, that is 1 greater than or equal to 1. Yes, it is true. So what you have to do again? temp2 is equal to temp1. temp2 value was 2000. We have to copy it in temp1 value was 2000. We have to copy it into temp2. So now temp2 will hold 2000 and temp2 will start pointing out to the second node, right? And temp1 is equal to temp1 of next. temp1 में क्या था? 2000. उसका next क्या था? 3000. So now temp1 will hold the value 3000, right? Now temp1 will start pointing to this node. So temp2 will point to second node and temp1 will point to third node, right? Now again we have to run this loop, and now what will happen? Node offset minus minus, that is 1 minus minus, 0 greater than 1. Now at this condition becomes false and the inner loop will not be executed. So now the value of temp2 and temp1 will not be changed, okay, updated. So what you have to do, see the situation. Temp2 is pointing to second node, temp1 is pointing to third node, okay, and what you have to do, temp2 of next is equal to temp1 of next. Now see, temp2 of next क्या है, 3000 है, उसमें आपको क्या डालना है, 3000 की जगह पे temp1 of next, temp1 of next क्या है, 4000 है. Means what, here temp2 of next में 3000 की जगह आपको 4000 का वैल्यू डालना है. Okay, so let us update it. Okay, so it will become 4000. temp2 of next is equal to temp1 of next, and after that you have to delete temp1. So I'll delete the temp1. Okay, temp1 will be deleted. Okay, so temp1 delete हो गया, temp1 was pointing to 3000, that also be deleted, and this here in the second node, what is the next pointer, to address 4000, so it will start pointing to 4000. And check out, we have successfully deleted our node at position number 3, at offset position number 3. Okay, so this is how you can delete the node at some position. So similarly you can delete, you can give the last position and you can delete the last node as well. Okay, thank you.